Hey Hardee's, it's your girl Bran. Um, Thanks for tuning into my channel to be with me on my journey to my new chapter in my life. Um, my house needs a total reset. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on. So my house hasn't really had a deep cleaning since all the kids moved out, and that's been years ago. But you know, sometimes life gets in the way. Uh, but we're gonna work through this one room at a time. And this is part two of my Walmart pickup. And let me show you what I have. Um, a lot of vegetables and things to get me started on my healthy journey. But you know, you gotta live a little bit. So, you know, the girl did pick up a little bit of ice cream. So, let me see if I can turn this around so you can see it better. So, a girl did pick up a little bit of ice cream. So, let us put the stuff away. So, yeah, I'm gonna start putting all my stuff away. I don't think you can see me though. So I gotta figure out a way that you can see me while I'm talking as I put my stuff away. So hopefully you can still see me as I put my stuff away here in my kitchen. And I'm gonna put this stuff in here. But yeah, so I'm trying to get healthy again. A few years ago, I've always been a bigger girl because, you know, I am my daddy's daughter. I've always had little weight to me, but I'm going to say it's like, maybe 12 years ago, I ended up going to Weight Watchers, and I actually ended up losing like 145 pounds. I was really watching what I ate. Not just that. I was working out pretty regularly. And I always been really athletic anyways. So I'm trying to get myself back there. But then what ended up happening, I ended up at 48 years old being diagnosed with asthma. And if any of you out there know anything about asthma, the only thing that opens up your lungs are steroids. So, unfortunately, being on the steroids put a lot of extra weight on your body. Not even to mention, you know, it wasn't under control, so I really couldn't even breathe. I was spending easily 2 weeks out of work every time I had an episode. So, I mean, it really wasn't good. And so, like I said, I ended up gaining a lot of weight, gaining the weight back that I had lost. And, but every time I would seem like I would try to, be on my weight loss journey again, something would happen. I'd fall at work, I'd get hurt, I'd have an asthma attack, and all that was doing was putting the weight back on me. And falling at work, oh man, that was not good. And I've fallen quite a couple times at work or had accidents at work. You would think they would take better care of their property, but they did not. But, yeah, and so, but again, last year, when I started babysitting, and I started in April, when I tell you, I was sick, off and on steroids, from April to October. My body was all out of whack. All out of whack. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And I mean, I would be just down sick, and I felt bad because I had my grandbaby. I couldn't play with her like I wanted to, and if I did do anything, it was like I was forcing my body to do it. And I was, like I was on between steroids and antibiotics from April to October. And I'm like, I'm not understanding what's wrong with me. So, I mean, your girl was struggling. And so then finally, when I went to the doctor and I had my little granddaughter with me, and I said to him, why am I being so sick all the time? And he was like, well, what are you doing now that you weren't doing while you were working? He was like, you weren't sick like this when you was working. I'm like, no. I'm like, what's going on? And he was just like, little kids carry a lot of germs. I guess I really, which I don't know why I didn't, because I worked at a daycare before. And that should have been like one of the first things that popped in my mind. But it wasn't. So I'm out here struggling because I was allergic to her germs pretty much. You know, who knew? Working in the prison, I could work in the prison and not get sick. But a little kid's germs were getting me so sick. And I ended up gaining a lot of weight. So a lot of things fell to the side. I mean, it wasn't like I could really help it either, you know, and I wasn't happy about it because I had all these big plans. Oh, you know, I can, you know, get my house in order. I can have my friends come over because, you know, like I said, I like to cook, and, you know, and I'm like, I can't do any of that because I'm so sick. But I thank God now that I'm feeling better, and she has a lot of allergies too. And I was trying to tell my son that, you know, so now we try to maintain her health so that my health could be better. And it did work out really, really good. And so she's better, I'm better, but now I'm not babysitting anymore. But I'm still blessed that I'm not sick like I used to be. So now I can start my healthy journey as well, to living my best life during retirement. So, you know, I started, today's Tuesday, I started yesterday getting up and doing my, like I said, if it's just 15 minutes right now, if that's all I can do, I do my 15-minute tape. I got stuff to make me a smoothie. And of course I'm gonna have to clean out this freezer sooner than later. And so yeah, I start doing my workout tape, and then I come and I study some of the Bible, because you know it's very important for me to have a relationship with Jehovah God. And so I'm working on it. We all work in progress, you know. And but that's top of my life right now, is building that relationship with God. So I encourage anybody that don't know him, you probably should, because, you know, where would we be without him? So, but yeah, like I was saying, you know, who knew that I would be so sick from babysitting? But I'm glad I'm doing better. And I'm not going to say that, oh, I'm going to eat healthy 100% of the time, because that's not rational. I feel like everything in moderation, as long as I'm working out. I know I can't eat junk every day, but, you know, and by, you know, having you on my journey with me will maybe help me stay on track so that I can get this excess weight off and feel like myself again, because it's been a while since I actually felt like myself. But you know, when, you know, I'm sure, and as we get older, it's not easy to get the weight off. You know, but, you know, there was a time in my life, oh, I need to lose weight, boom, 20 pounds gone in 3 weeks. No, I can't do that anymore. I'm menopausing, those hot flashes, the hormone changes, my body's changing, and I have to adjust with that. And let me tell you, I know a lot of women don't like menopause, but when I found out about it, I was embracing it. I'm like, where is it? I'm not planning on having any more kids. Yeah, bring on the menopause, because no, I don't want to go through that every month, pains and aches and all that stuff that came with it. But so I was, I don't like the hot sweats and stuff at night, but we can't have everything. So, but anyways, I'm gonna put up the rest of my little groceries, wash up some of these dishes, and just live the best life that I can, because that's what it's all about. Not trying to impress anybody else or doing things for anybody else except for yourselves, because we have to love ourselves. Self-love, because how can we love someone else if we don't love ourselves? How can we take care of someone else if we don't take care of ourselves? And like, I find myself in that role a lot, taking care of others, worrying about others without putting myself first sometimes. And I'm not going to say I'm not going to do it all the time, but sometimes I have to put myself first, because if I can't help anybody else until I help myself. But again, like I said, I'm going to just live the best life I can and not let people steal my joy, because I'm out here to live my best life. I don't know what you want to do, okay? So I don't use yourself around for that. But anyways, yeah, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I'm going to keep these videos kind of short until I get comfortable making them, but I appreciate you so much, Hardys, for checking in on me, and until next time, don't let anybody steal your joy, and let's live our best life. Peace.